Hey everyone, it's Stori here, and this is RP Weekly. So let's ignore the mess that's behind me, pretend it's not there, focus on me, and what I'm going to be saying in episode 33. So as I said, this is episode 33. Welcome. Thank you to those that messaged me after last week's episode, that shared. Seriously, awesome response to last week's episode. Really appreciate it. So we're going to jump into this one with. So GIF icons have been a big popular thing over the past month or so. And I don't mean in terms of indie RPing or like RPHs, because that's always kind of been a thing. But for group roleplays, I've noticed a lot more people have been choosing to use GIF icons. I don't know if it's because RPHs, that's the size and format that they're making now, or if that's just a thing that people really want to keep going and want to use. So feel free to comment below on your opinions on that. Tasks Weekly is on their 26th task, and that is Indigenous Australians. So for those who don't know, I have a new job. Well, sort of. I've been there for like 2 months, but still new. And it is set at a health department, and my job is kind of not as exciting as being at a health department probably could be, which is actually a really good thing. But so I have a desk, I have my own little space, whatever. So I thought, why aren't there role plays that are based around offices, like office settings? And which surprises me, because The Office is a great show and fantastic. So why haven't there been RPs kind of like that? I know there's always, town RPs, but to have one that's centered around the singular office building, it wouldn't even have to be the same like company or business, because a lot of office buildings, they have multiple businesses within that one structure. So think about all the crazy characters that you could put and shove into a 9-to-5 type job. And this could be therapeutic for some. I think it could be therapeutic for me, honestly. But for an office setting roleplay, I want to give it 4 corgis. And this next one kind of blends in a similar manner. It's lawyers. I don't know where this one came from, but it kind of popped into my head, because think like Law and Order or How to Get Away with Murder, though minus maybe that dramatics and slightly bad writing. Or Conviction was a great show, but kind of those tie them all together into a bow, and you could have a cool lawyer roleplay, or just people that are centered around law. So I would give this one 3 corgis. So this next one is actually pretty general, but it's just something that I have noticed, particularly this week, and you'll probably see why once I get to my notable block section. But I want a historical roleplay that isn't European, Eastern European specifically. There is so much culture-wise that isn't utilized when it comes to roleplays, because there's a lot of pieces of history that are fantastic stories that aren't American or European, Eastern European. So consider that. And for this, I will give 5 corgis. So this week I have Gwendolyn Cummin, and she is known as Dorothy Castlemore from the web series All for One, which if you haven't seen, you totally should go see. Secondly, I have Claire King, who is also from All for One, and she plays Portia. First up, I have Harry Potter Aesthetic, and this blog is filled with fun posts that are obviously related to Harry Potter, but you can use them if you are a supernatural witchcraft type roleplay, because they have a ton of graphics that are magical centered. So if you go to their navigation page, you can sort through and find specifically what you're looking for, such as if you're looking for images that are the color red, you go through there and you'll find as much as you could possibly imagine. 1831 RPG. This is obviously a historical roleplay. It is Aplis and set in the town of Bedlam, which is just below the Appalachian Mountains. They are not open yet, but they are taking applications. The Court RPG. This is an original semi-Atlas supernatural roleplay. So the court is made up of 4 regions that each have their own High Queen. And unfortunately, the High Queen of Winter was killed. And now this lack of balance of leadership, it could cause the entire world to fall into chaos. What I thought was really cool to note was that this is actually set in modern times, so there is electricity and technology, so that's a cool twist to throw into a supernatural roleplay that's set not in, like the modern human world. They also have a map on their blog, and it shows where all the palaces are for each of the 4 High Queens. And these posts also had a bunch of information about that location as well. Crossed Swords RP. This is an original historical roleplay that is set in France in the year 1641. It's inspired by A Song of Ice and Fire, Hamilton, Les Mis, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and The Musketeers. They have a fantastic plot where there's something for everyone in this roleplay. Whether you want to play a civilian or someone in one of the military guard stuffs or royalty, there's a lot offered up here. So the character bios are beautifully written, and they have a ton of information about that character in there. I really liked that they had really good connections for characters, as well as out-of-character notes that they put at the bottom. And that's where they put in just little special notes, or if there's a connection that's not listed there but is listed on another bio, they let you know. So really a fantastic job with this roleplay, and I am extremely excited to see what becomes of it. So for my indie blogs this week, I have Degenerate Maidens, and they are a multi-ship and multiverse or OC. And finally, for notable blogs this week, I have Uncommonly Kind, and they are a multi-ship Lily Evans role player. So for the goodie bag this week, I have a couple things that I want to highlight for you. There's a cat and kittens gift hunt, which is adorable and totally see it regardless if you need it or not. There are 2 guides that I really wanted to point out. One is there's one all about asexuality, which is a great read. And then the second one is a guide to the Italian education system, which I love all things Italian, and this is a great post to read through. So that is all that I have this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting, messaging me, all those fun things. Definitely keep in contact with me because I enjoy hearing from you guys. And as always, if you like RP Weekly, please leave a like or subscribe. You're welcome to follow us on Twitter, on Tumblr, Facebook. I think that's everything. You'd think by now I would know every social media thing. So have a great beginning of week, end of week, whatever time zone you're in. My name is Stori, and I'll see you next week on RP Weekly.